Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Some follow-up here on this little water bottle kit that I've put together and been trying to get all the kinks worked out of. Or I should say breaking in more than kinks. But so this is the small, I believe it's a 16-ounce Nalgene, the glow-in-the-dark Nalgene. And I've got a few bits and bobs on here to make it a kit. So I'll just kind of go from the outside and work our way in. I have added the paracord shoulder strap on these things. It's the same as the smaller ones that I use at work. So I just made a paracord shoulder strap so I can throw it over my shoulder. And it is easier to show you like this. I made it where I added this toggle so I can wrap it and unwrap it, and all that holds it is this toggle here, and it just keeps it from dangling down. Not anything super fancy. This is a glow-in-the-dark toggle with just some high-vis paracord that I've took the kern out of. It's just the mantle, and on each end there's a slip knot that chokes it together. That's all that is. In addition to just the Nalgene bottle, I have a cotton wrist sweatband on here. I'll show you what I do with that in a little while. I have a titanium cup that nests pretty good to the Nalgene bottle. Excuse me. And that is held on by a strip of tractor inner tube that is cut long ways. I just wrap it around it to help it hold on there. There's no rattling. Inside the cup, I have 3 spiced apple cider tea bags. Just right in the bottom. And I have a small natural Brillo-like pad for cleaning the cup up. Again, it just lives, poke it down in the bottom, and I drop both of my, or all 3 of my tea bags down in there, and everything goes back together. This is to go on the cup. I don't think it was this one, but it may have been. I don't think so, but it very well could have been. I was at SE last year or the year before, and they had hot apple cider going on the fire like all the time, and I was pouring it into my titanium cup, and I had one of these on my wrist, and it was like boiling hot, scorching hot. And you know, of course you can use the handles, but I was able to just take off my wristband and put it on this, and you can carry around it hot as you want to. It won't matter anymore. I also like to have this as a high-vis part, but it helps hold it all together too. That I will take and wrap it with this. And then my nesting cup is down there. But I want to talk about this nesting cup for a minute. This is one of the, I guess it's going to be a 250 milliliter. If I look, it says 200 right there, so maybe it's 250. and it was one of the really inexpensive ones. I can't remember if it had anything on the outside or not. But I got to boiling it the other day just to see how she was going to work. And the first boil was right there where that black line is. And as the bubbles started forming kind of around the sides and would come to the surface when it would release, it had a chemical sheen to it every time. And by the time I got to a rolling boil, I had a pretty noticeable film across the top of the water. So once I got looking at that, I took it off and poured it out. Just kind of letting the boiling water run down the sides of the container. And then I done it again with the water as close to the top as I could get it on the fire, and just let it boil until it was boiling over. And I removed it from the fire and looked, and there was not a sheen to it. So that was the second boil. Third time I done it today, all the way up to the point where it started a rolling boil, there was no sheen, no chemical looking stuff. And I let it just boil over and sit there and boil for a long time. I don't know if that was some type of oil, as in a lubricant. You know, when they press these things, or however it works, they do some sort of chemical on there. I'm not sure if that's what it was, but that would have sucked if that would have been not noticed and poured it in my food. You know, it may not have made me sick or nothing, but I'm sure it would have tasted like ass. But it could have made me sick. So just a heads up, if you guys are going to be building kits like this, you need to go ahead and do some testing before you take it into the woods. Even if your testing is just in your backyard, or you know, boil something in it on the stove. It's not going to hurt it, but there's a possibility that other titanium or metal containers do have some type of working lubricant or oil on them, just to be safe. I wanted to share that with you because it's I really like this kit. I've still been using my little tough possum. Dang, come on, bruh. My tough possum pouch. It's the general purpose pouch for a haversack. And there's not much to the pouch, but it holds a ton of stuff. And I've really enjoyed carrying that little bag, and this goes perfect with it, I think. So I've got it where I like it. Do not like the funk nasty old stuff that it had, but I think we're past that now. Anywho, pretty sweet little combo there. This would be your brew kit and water bottle and a vessel to boil in, all in one. Pretty neat. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. Test your stuff. Make sure it ain't got no oils in it. Do your due diligence so you don't have a crappy time outside. But I appreciate the support. I'm going to try to get caught up on videos. Check out our older stuff at Bushcraft Coso on Instagram, bushcraftcoso.com for gizmos and gadgets. It's cooling off, guys. Let's go outside. Later.